Hello, hello. How are we doing today? How are we? What is going on, my friends? Let me know about the video. Let me know about the audio. I did a video this morning with a new camera, new microphone. It was all good, but I want to make sure everything looks good on this live stream as well. So give me any feedback if it's improved. I still don't actually have my improved microphone, but just I have like half the setup, and it's a lot better. And I think the camera is a lot better too. And you might notice something else. Okay, you might notice something else. It's a little less wrinkly. I took the steamer to the flag. And I got some of the wrinkles out, but not all of them. So I'm trying, okay? I'm trying. It's a little less wrinkly. It's a little less wrinkly, but it's not 100% less wrinkly yet. So I got the steamer out, and I was like doing the thing and all of that, but yeah. The white balance on it, I just need lighting. I don't think it's that. The lighting in here is really oh wait, hold on. I'm going to mess with it. Try to get it right, but the lighting in here is really, really yellow, and there's not much I can do about that. If I do this, it's okay, but I think I look too washed. It's a little bit washed out. So, it's hard. So I might just do auto until I get better lighting in here, because it's just very, I just need a better light. It's like, it's huge. I just have very, very yellow can recession lights, okay? And that's the reason the lighting is what it is. I don't want to mess with the settings too much. I need to get just need to get one of the ring light like I have at the office, is the main thing. I need to get the nice ring light. So I'll go get that. Then we're going to upgrade the camera. It's being delivered in like the next hour. So at some point it will be delivered and we'll be okay. But I don't want to wash myself out too much. Yeah, so we're good. We're good at the moment. Everything looks good. It is an OBS webcam. It's an OBS Meet 2, which is really nice. It's much improved, but I think it's picking up the lighting not being as good. But the camera itself is fantastic. The quality is incredible. Like, I'm shocked at just how much better this camera was for, $120 or whatever it was. So I've spent some money to upgrade the stream, to upgrade the videos. I'm doing so much of them. I feel like I need to just do better. I just need to do better on all of this. I know that that's not why people watch, but at the same time, I make so many videos. Like, I might as well upgrade the quality and things. And you know what happened was that when we did that last fan views, you guys came in, talked, and said what you wanted to say. I was embarrassed by just how good Narth's microphone was in comparison to my mind. Like, I know that there are people who have better audio stuff out there, but his was so good. I was embarrassed. I'm not gonna lie. I was embarrassed. I felt bad. I thought, what am I doing out here? I can invest a little bit in all of this, to make things better. I was genuinely embarrassed by Narth. So, it is what it is. I appreciate that. He helps me pick out some things, and he's made some excellent suggestions. So I have to give him thank. We were all joking about it, like have him give us the microphone settings, but we did. He messaged me. We had a call and all of that, and gave me some suggestions and everything. So that was really cool. Yeah, so we had a whole call and everything. He's been a member of the community for a long time, by the way, just so you know. He's been a member of the community, the Patreon, all of that for quite a long time. So that's why that. But that was nice. And again, I'm still using the crappy microphone. So when the good microphone comes in, it's going to be even better. So by tomorrow, it's going to be really cool. So yeah, it's just going to make everything more professional. I've got a new thing coming as well. We'll see soon, but I might have a more regular appearance on another channel too. In addition, we'll see about that later. You know, I can ITK myself. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, lots to talk about today. Lots to talk about at this point in time. Very specifically, of course, I want to talk about the Baleba situation as well as the goalkeeper situation, because I think things have moved towards further in the direction of what we've got. Yeah, look, Smokey, the only thing I have added to this setup today is an audio interface. It's a Scarlett Solo Focusrite, whatever you call it, thing. That's the only thing I added as of yet. I don't even have the microphone, and it's significantly better.
We have plenty
already.
of money, sell naming rights and sell women's team to ourselves.
Well, I think the naming rights, maybe. The women's team, probably not. Not the, no, you know where it's not going to be. Don't be ridiculous. Don't be ridiculous. So we have nothing. Yeah, look, I've got a full rundown of all the things to do here. It's all in 4K now. I've got a 4K overlay. I've got a 4K camera. So yeah, everything's good. Let's make this a little bit bigger. But let's talk about the goalkeeper situation. Let's talk about Donna, which is of course not happening. Which is of course not happening. I added the Scarlett Solo audio interface. That's all. The goalkeeper. So, as you know, I think from the day I got out to the U.S. tour, like the first video I did, I said, hey, look, the information I have as of now is that a goalkeeper is becoming less possible. A month ago, I thought a goalkeeper would be right after the striker, and then after I got to the tour, I said, hang on, guys, hold on a second. From the conversations I'm having, a goalkeeper's probably not going to happen, and a midfielder's more likely, or a goalkeeper's moved down in its likelihood, and a midfielder's becoming more and more likely. Well, that's where we all are today. The goalkeeper situation has been pushed down even further. On Donnarumma, my information was that while it was a deal we explored, we did. We made contact with his camp. We had discussions with his people. Fabrizio did confirm that too, but we talked about that about a week ago. The wages, the expenses, all of that were simply too much for United to want to do, especially with the situation regarding Andre Onana. Still here, still not likely to go anywhere, and will be here this window as our first choice keeper. I've said before, I think that's a big, I think that's a risk, obviously. I think that's a risk the one risk that I'm nervous about, because I don't see what Onana has done to prove himself in terms of that kind of like faith in him. However, that being said, what did we spend all year looking for? And I still want to maintain this point. We spent all year looking for competition for Onana, not necessarily a direct upgrade. So we looked at a loan for Emi Martinez, kind of a weird deal, but we did. And we've been following a young prospect in Lamens for the goalkeeping position. The problem is we need a departure for Lamens to come in. That's been the situation. It remains the situation. Even though goalkeeper's not a priority, it hasn't been a priority, but it kind of has. Like all summer, it's been said, goalkeeper, not a priority, not a priority, not a priority, except all summer we've tried to buy a goalkeeper. So there's words that come out of the club like we're hearing today. And there's the truth to a degree, and it's in the middle. Not a priority, except we literally tried to get Emi Martinez in the door. Not a priority, except we literally made contact with Donnarumma. Not a priority, except we've been following and made multiple contacts with Lamens over the course of summer. So it is, but it isn't. What we've not wanted to do was spend the budget that we have, the money that we're saving, the money that we're using. Oh God, my camera's going to do something. It's got this. Watch this. I learned that by accident. I didn't even realize it. Anyway, we haven't wanted to spend the budget that we have on a goalkeeper. So we need an out for an in. That's been the situation essentially all summer when it comes to the goalkeeper side of things. That's what we've needed, and that was what hasn't happened as to this point in time. That's where we're at. Anyway, Stuart, surely Baleba bid needs to go in soon. I agree. We'll talk about that in just a minute here because I do agree with you. Clip farming. You know when I do that thing where I stare at the camera, now I can do it a lot better. Like, usually when I'm throwing shade at somebody and I do like this thing. Well, it's kind of funny because hold on, it's not doing it now. Wait, how do you do it? No, see, now it's not doing it. Wait, it's this way. Yeah, right, no. See, now it doesn't do it right as I want it to. Anyway, I can control it without that anyway. And I can just, oh no, it's broken now. I broke it. I did it one time and it broke. Anyway, the technology is not working. There you go. I took my own L there because it's not working. How funny is that? But yes, I know McGrath reposted his thing. I get all that. Point being, we are interested in Lamens. We've wanted competition for Onana all summer, but we generally need an out. It's not one finger. It's this. It's just not working. See? I promise. Because it was the whole hand to bring it back, and it's like, oh, there we go. I got it. Zoom out. Zoom out. There we go. Anyway, sorry, I'm going to stop doing that now. Oh, it's too funny. It's like I'm such a child. Hold on a second. Let me do the poll. I forgot to do the poll. My bad. Oh man. I can't help it, my guy. I can't help it. Way too childish to have advanced technology. Way too childish for this. No, I'm not bleeding. I have acne. 33 years old, can't grow a full beard, still get acne now and then. My skin's usually really good, but once in a while, I can't do it, Rob. I can't. You can vote both if you want, but just like the video anyway. You know what I mean? You can vote for something else, but just like the video. It's a smooth forehead, I know. Shiny too. That's why I need better lighting in here. Anyway, should you start? Yes, you should, Hamza. You're gonna need to start donating. Anyway, again, the goalkeeper. It was always gonna be about the competition, trying to get somebody in. And again, Donnarumma. With the exploration that we did on the Donnarumma deal, it was too expensive. It was just too expensive. Too much money. You look at the price, too, that was quoted in the last day by Fabrizio. 50 million euros. 50 million euros plus probably 300K a week. It's just too much, man. It's just too much. I think that's a deal that we're very, very smart to sidestep after exploring it. But, again, we will see. We would 100% prefer a midfielder over a goalkeeper, right? It's more important. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. It was a striker, midfielder, goalkeeper. And what I was told, it was not all happening in this window and a goalkeeper was less likely. And that implied that there was a midfielder and we didn't have a name beyond Baleba. Well, we still have Baleba. I think people are overblowing Onana's impact on our position on the table. When you're getting shelled because we can't hold possession and sustain attacks, it magnifies a survivable issue. I think you're absolutely correct, Andrew Herbert. I think that... I think as we are better, of course, a keeper will become less impactful, and we just need to get better as a team as well. We just need to get better as a team. I mean, the amusing part about the whole Donnarumma situation is that statistically he's not that good. He had very little work to do in France for PSG, like very little work to do at PSG. So it's almost funny in that because we're getting a keeper who may not actually be better than Onana, but just had very little work to do at PSG, and that kind of carried his reputation right now. Okay, zoom in if Hojlund will hold bench at Milan. No. I don't know. We'll talk about it though. We'll talk about it in a minute though. Oh man, this is gonna be fun. Anyway, yes. So, the goalkeeper situation then is what it is. We would need to sell to get a goalkeeper. That's always been, unfortunately, the case. That seems to have been reiterated right now. And the Donnarumma cost is simply too high to where it is not a what's the word for it? An opportunity anymore. That's why we looked at it, mind you, because it could have been an opportunity. But as I've said all along, the wages would need to come way down in order for that deal to work. And that's just not the case. And obviously now it looks like he's got strong interest from Man City. Kind of a weird one, but there you go. That seems to be the reason. Someone's going to give him the money he wants, I guess. It seems like that's been lined up for quite a while. So we'll see. In the meantime, Lamens will be still probably someone thought of and watched. But at the same time, we still need that out in order to make a deal. We still need that out in order for that to happen. So it is what it is. Go and see Fabrizio's latest post. What's his latest post? Donnarumma, we're shocked. We'll consider with our legal team. Interesting. Seems like he's been given a pretty hard time, unfortunately. So, anyway, it is what it is, guys. Look, if United have made it very clear today that a goalkeeper is not going to come in without departures and is not something they want to spend their budget on. That's essentially been the case all summer, that if they could get an opportunity, great. If they could get a loan, great. Unless they could sell a keeper, it was unlikely to bring someone in. And the problem we've had for about a month now is there's just been no real interest in the keepers that they have going out, including in Bayindir, which you'd think would be kind of easy, but is not. So unless interest comes up through the rest of these final 2.5 weeks on a keeper, and it looks like one is departing, then it's unlikely United will bring a keeper in this window. If they do, it's more likely to be a more affordable one like Lamens or something like that as competition for Onana than a replacement for Onana, because he is very likely staying and having one of those years where he really has to prove it. We do have keepers out on loan. Maybe we could recall one in January if things don't go well and if they have a good run elsewhere. Why haven't we kicked the tires on Hojlund? Maybe he's just not that good. You know what I mean? Maybe we just don't view him. Here's the thing. Hojlund is going to be 80 million euros. That's the price that Sporting are quoting. They've sold Gyökeres. They don't have any need for money anymore at this point in time. They're going to ask a lot of money. And yeah, I just don't think that he's valued at that price, essentially. I have my own doubts on Hojlund. I really like him, but I actually have doubts that he would be the upgrade that we would want in that kind of position. Yeah, I thought it was only United who, do these horrible things, destroying value of players, by making it public. Nobody's suing us, at least, I think. Well, recently anyway. Why can't we just put all-time reserves like we did with Foster and Kuszczak back when we had Van der Sar? I don't. It's not. It's just not a priority. It's about the money. Like, we just don't want to put the money towards it. We just don't want to put the money towards it. Like, we just don't want to spend the money on a keeper this summer when we have other things to spend on. And that leads us to the next subject, which is, of course, Baleba. The fact of the matter is, Manchester United are all in for Carlos Baleba. We're all in. Yeah, I know Axel is. That's for old stuff is what I meant by that, by not recently. Like, that was for medical stuff from like 5-6 years ago, not like right now. I can't blame anybody currently in charge for them being sued. That was all the old people. But are you a Baleba? That is the question. Are you a Baleba? That's where we're at. And it seems that United are essentially all in on the Baleba deal to say, We want it. And look, everybody's being very, very careful on this. Everybody's being very, very careful on this. Everybody's saying it's really difficult. It's very, very hard. It's so tough. And everybody's been saying that from day one, except it's been a week. Sort of. 6 days? It's been 6 days. We've had contact with his agent. We've had contact with his representatives. We've had contact via intermediaries. And we haven't walked away. I think it's on. I think it's on for real. I think Baleba to United is happening, man. I think it is. We want it. That's the truth of the matter. We want it. He's probably the only signing we're really thinking about for the rest of the window. We need the money to make a good offer for him. We need some sales to be flexible in what we can put together. We need all of that. But we haven't walked away. And it hasn't died yet. I mean, I'm scared every single day. I'm scared every single day that is not going to happen. You know what I mean? I'm scared. He didn't backtrack today. What Ornstein said today, hold on a second. Listen to me for a second, because I think what Ornstein said today is incredibly encouraging, actually. If you actually listen to what he said and read it and understand it, because David Ornstein is a careful person in what he puts out. He said, what did he say? He said there's many people on both sides who think this isn't going to happen. He doesn't say we're not going to get it done. He said there's many people on both sides who don't think this is going to happen. Well, that's of course true. That's not new news. We all know that. We all know that Brighton don't want to sell. We all know that it's going to be difficult, that it's an expensive deal and all the rest of it. We all know that. Everybody knows that. But he said we're going to try. We are going to try. And what it said as well is that what he also said specifically, the words, were basically that if the price comes back too high, then we may walk away from it. But this is what I was talking about yesterday. I don't care, and I don't know how it will be reported. Let's be honest, United just ain't leaking anything, so people are sort of guessing. Also, if we don't get him, surely we need to get someone else in. Right. Well, I would agree, but we haven't moved on anybody else, right? And we've essentially written off a goalkeeper. I don't know how it will be reported. I don't care how it will be reported. It doesn't matter. I'm confident in what I'm saying on this, which is, as I explained yesterday, this is how it will go. United will make some sort of proposal, a soft proposal. Call it a soft launch, right? A soft launch. Brighton, by the way, what do you think about 95 plus 5? What do you think about 85 plus 10? I don't know the number, right? What do you think about that? Like, if this proposal were to, come across your desk, I mean, just theorizing here, if this proposal were to come across your desk, what would you do? What would you do? What would you do if that happened? And they'd say, well, hypothetically speaking, if that proposal was 10 million higher, we might have something to discuss. And then United would come in and put some kind of good bid on the table. Now, if that hypothetical soft launch proposal was shit, then that phone is probably not getting answered and you're not getting anything back. And you're saying, do we propose another hypothetical or do we just walk away from the deal? If we walk away from the deal, just know we have proposed something. And the answer we got back was not one we liked. Brighton know next summer will be a bidding war. Sure. But money now is better than money later. The question here is, how much is it? What do United value him at? What do Brighton value him at? none of this is firm. None of this is a firm figure. None of this is a firm answer. But I've always heard it would be around that 100. United would have to reach around that 100 million mark. United would have to reach around the 100 million mark to do it. I think they would have known that. I think they would have been prepared for that. And I think that the only reason they would still be in it is the knowledge that they could make that happen. Otherwise, why do it? If they propose 100 million or somewhere near that number and the phone isn't answered, they'll walk away. They will walk away. But can we offer 100 million yet is the question. And I don't think that is a totally answered yet, because we do need sales. I said the other day, as I've heard all along, that it's still from my information that we do need sales. Maybe not always necessarily instantly before, like it all has to be done, but we need to know we're going to raise the money. I was listening to Laurie on Paddock today. Word for word, practically the same thing. Same understanding as myself. He said they do need sales. It could come after. They could recoup it, but they do need to sell to fund this. So when you ask what's happening, what's taking so long, why is it not done yet, and is that the if you don't think it's going to happen because we haven't done it yet, I would say I think you're incorrect on that. The reason we haven't done it yet is we need certainty that we're going to raise a bit of money so that we can have flexibility in the type of offer that we can make. Until we're a bit more, that's been the steps of this that I've explained. The working through the player, the getting the interest, the working on the sales, and having some certainty that we're going to have some money to spend there. And given that, once we have that certainty, I think we'll be ready to make that proposal. Now, there are some words. There are some rumors, some whispers among circles of those who hear things. It sounds like I'm an insane person. That we are kind of moving forward into that territory now. So maybe we do feel we have Garnacho's sale at least lining up, even if not done. Maybe that's a part of pushing back against the keeper front, is saying we have a little bit of money lining up, maybe not as much as we wanted, so we're going to take the keeper situation off the table and put all boosters, all thrusters, all direction forward towards Carlos Baleba and getting a deal done here. Maybe that's what's happening. Which 5 players would you put in Bomb Squad 2? I wouldn't put anybody in Bomb Squad 2. I don't think there's 5 players that deserve to be in Bomb Squad 2. So, there will be money raised one way or another through the end of the window. And there will be money raised one way or another through January. And there will be money raised before potentially July 1st next year. And if they're sure of that, then there's a serious chance that they've said, forget the goalkeeper. Forget it. Let's take it off the table. We're not doing the deal on a goalkeeper. We're not spending the money. Unless we miss on Baleba, and then, that might come back. Let's go get Baleba done. With everything that we've got, let's go get Baleba done. Could happen. It could well happen. That could be where this goes. It for sure could. Now, I see that Jacob Ramsey to Aston Villa thing, just on that subject. Jacob Ramsey to Aston Villa, or from Aston Villa to Newcastle. I want to just tell you where that might help us a little bit. If Aston Villa have more money and they go out and get Nicholas Jackson now, that might speed up the process for Chelsea and Garnacho. So the dominoes could be shifting here. The dominoes could be moving here. Yeah, look, the alternative to Baleba is not really an alternative. We know we like Adam Wharton, and we've been following him for a long time. I saw some reports on that today. Could we turn to Adam Wharton if we didn't get Baleba? Perhaps, but he's not really the same type of player as Baleba. And I also think he'd be almost impossibly expensive right now. You look at Palace; they haven't made any transfers. They've just looked like they're about to lose Guehi to somebody else, to Liverpool. So Guehi, I always get that wrong. So I don't know. They just signed okay, fair enough. Well, maybe. Guess we'll see. Maybe Newcastle are still going to go for Nicholas Jackson. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Who cares? Anyway, yeah, I don't think Palace are going to make Wharton any easier right now, especially given their situation as well. I don't think that's going to happen. So. It's Eze. Yeah. There's a lot of people in for Eze too. Yeah, you'd partner Wharton and Baleba, correct. You wouldn't necessarily go alternatives. They want a cheaper striker's backup to Watkins. Fair enough. Okay. But anyway, so, all things considered, it appears to me that we are full bore on Baleba. Gun to your head. Do you think Baleba is going to join before the window closes? If I'm wrong, I get shot, right? So, yes, I do. I think it'll happen. I'm leaning more. I'm leaning more towards it, and I get it. Everybody wants to be careful. Nobody wants to be caught out on this saying that it might happen. Nobody wants to be caught out on saying it might happen and then it doesn't, and they got it wrong and blah blah blah. But there's reasons to be encouraged, because the simple fact that United, when they aim to get a player like this in, and they continue to follow it and they continue to work on it, and it seems to be the sole focus for the rest of the window, they tend to get it done. They just do. And they're still working on it, and they're still encouraged on it, and all of that. So, I'm not, it's just, you're asking me to predict the future and give my opinion because there's no deal done today. But I don't know how Brighton are going to react. I don't know when United go with that soft launch of an offer or a soft launch of a bid, what happens. I don't know. But I would much rather sit here and be positive about the whole thing than be negative. I'd much rather. Who gives a fuck, man? What's the worst that could happen? I say I think it's going to happen, and someone clips me up saying I think we'll get Baleba, and then we don't. Cool. Great. So what? Who cares, man? Who gives a damn? Like, what do I care what people think? You're asking me, do I trust that these guys who have pulled off some incredible things this summer can pull off another incredible thing? I think they can. I think it's gotten to the point where everybody's going to be very disappointed if we don't. I think it's one where the closer we get to the end of the window, the less chance that has happening. Yeah, look, there's a time crunch on this too. Let's be real. Stuart, you asked me, we need to get that in soon. I agree. I think we need to make an approach and an offer this week. We do. We need an approach and an offer this week, I think, to move this forward. Something's got to start moving this week. We need to have an answer this week. We need to, and it can't drag too much, because this isn't the situation where we're going to wait to the end of the window and it's going to be easier, or we're going to squeeze them. Not at all. This needs to happen quickly. We need Newcastle to make a bid for Baleba. True, yeah. But I look at it and I think, why not? It's like I was saying the other day, and again, someone mentioned it, that Laurie said this on a paddock, that since that Iceland thing, what happened? What happened in Iceland? That's got to be in the memoirs. The book, that they do, right? He's having some journalist document this whole rise to glory. This is gonna be the moment. This is going to be the moment in the book or in the eventual show someday that's made of United's return to glory, where 15th place, chips are down. We're going to have to be careful this window. We're struggling. We're stuck on Mbumo. It's been a month. The mood is bad, and and then you get the scene of them in Iceland, and it's like just fucking do it. You know what I mean? Just make it happen. This is a moment in history, And since then, it's gone crazy. And if that happens, if this is a legacy moment, man. This is one of those moments. So the unknown here for me is Brighton. I think United have the stones to do this. I think they have the wherewithal to figure out how to do this. But I just don't know the response from Brighton. That scares me a little bit. Do they just shut the door and say absolutely not? Well, so far nobody said they've shut the door to absolutely not, and that an offer wouldn't open the door. In fact, it's kind of the opposite. It's kind of like, everybody seems to indicate there's probably a price here. And United think there is. Maybe Sir Jim told them if they don't turn things around. Exactly. They'll be swimming at the fishes. Exactly. Like, just do it, man. Just do it. Now or never. We've extended the credit facility. We've got the money coming. You look at all these little things they're doing. The fan zone at the stadium, the away things, like little funds, little razors, things like that. I'm a Baleba. I'm glad you are too. Absolutely, man. You might as well be. What else have we got? The Icelandic salmon hits different. I know. It's interesting. It's interesting. It is interesting. There's got to be a price. Look, maybe we're all talking out of our ass, and we're talking about this now. We're all hopeful, and they've already lost it, and all of that. I don't know. We'll find out soon, man. We will find out soon. Yeah, I think the fan zone thing is sick. I think some of the things they're borrowing from the States is really cool, actually. Is Sir Jim taking over majority? He's acting like he is the majority. You know what I mean? I've never seen a minority owner do that, do the things that he's doing. I don't think anybody in the history of business has seen a minority owner do all the things that he's doing. It's like the first time ever. If Brighton reject any offer with Baleba, is that it for the summer then? I don't know, man. I feel like maybe yes. Like what else could we do? We might move for a different position. There's been some interesting rumors about center backs recently. Some true, some not. Maybe we'll buy a different position. Spend a little money. We'll see, I guess. But yeah, I feel as though we want to do it, man. I just feel like we want to do it. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. What I hear from my side is obviously not that specific, but it's like I believe there is an intention to make an offer soon in the next short bit of time to make an approach and get some sort of informal offer on the table. And I think United know they're going to have to get near 100 million. And again, I want to add to that the point, because it could get really messy here. And I you can come back and be angry with me if you want, if this doesn't happen. That's fine. But I think it goes one of two ways. We make that proposal quietly, informally, and if it's not a go, we'll probably just hear, may not even hear about an offer. We'll just hear that we're walking away. But if it's potentially on following that offer, then I think we'll hear about a bid coming in. Will United do a deal including a loan back? No, not for, maybe for goalkeeper or something, but probably not for Baleba. We finally have the setup where Jim can make the big choices, but Omar and Jason have the know-how to do it right. Like, I don't think Jim's sitting there going, oh yeah, Baleba, that's my that's my ball carrying athletic number 6. You know what I mean? That's the guy we want. But no, it's like, who's the best guy we could get? What do we need? Who's the best player we can get? What's the price? Get it done. I mean, that's big moves. That's how we're doing it. Which mic? It's a Rode mic, the Procaster. So it's a very, very nice microphone to add to the setup. It's going to be spectacular, I think. Very nice microphone. So yeah. Why wasn't Baleba part of the squad? He was injured. To be fair. So we'll see, man. Is it Baleba? Here's the thing. Just a final point on this, and then I'll move on to the next topic. We have looked at other midfielders, Wharton and Ederson. We have. This summer and not that long ago. I'm just not sure that we want to move for them yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think we've made a move for them at this point in time. I'm not sure we would move for them as an alternative. You know what I mean? But yeah, look, the other thing that keeps getting mentioned here, which I think is important on this whole like Baleba thing, is it is also like everybody keeps saying it's going to be worse next summer. So if we really do want him, it's time to go. It's time to do it. It's time to put every dollar we can towards this. So yeah, we've liked these other players, but they're different. So would we move for them if we don't get Baleba? I'm not so sure. It's hard to say, to be quite honest. Let's move on to Rasmus Hojlund. Rasmus. Situation with him is complicated. You're still getting some very difficult reports coming out of Italy and other places and things like that. You're still getting it's still very, very complex. Fact of the matter is, God, that third kit looks really nice. I need to make a bet. Let me get to the Yap section. Don't let me forget. I want to make a couple of bets. I want to make a couple of bets about Šeško and Baleba. That's what I want to do. Go all in. Parada has till June to do sponsorships. Exactly. Yeah, I want to remind me of that. But on Rasmus Hojlund, the situation we have here is that, of course, he's been being pushed by a lot of people to accept kind of a move. There's basically a deal on the table from AC Milan. I believe there was two different reports today. One said that Milan have not been in touch with his representatives. One said that they have, that they've even been in England to talk to him. I believe the second is true, that there has been contact between Milan and his representatives at this point in time, and that he has not given a green light on joining them. I believe that is true. It's complicated. I hear, it's one of those things where I would not claim this to be like certain, because it's all coming from one perspective, and you're talking about not one perspective, but one angle of it. Like when you talk to people, you get sources around the club. It's different to sources in Rasmus's camp or Rasmus himself. I don't have those. You know what I mean? I'm not in that position. But from the kind of the latest I heard is that there's probably a little bit of an openness to a move, but maybe not to Milan, that he wants to look at the options that are out there. And there are more options, mind you. There are more options. I said when Leipzig had that approach, that besides Leipzig, I think there are 3 or 4 more options. AC Milan was one. Laurie has mentioned Dortmund as well as a few others too. Dortmund might be a really good move for what it's worth. So I think that we kind of maybe have a little bit of progress on the Rasmus situation, but he's going to need to look at his options. So he's not opened the door, like he hasn't agreed to leave to anybody as of yet. That's the truth. He has not agreed to leave United today. Like, he has not said, I'm good, I'll go here. That's not happened yet. So as of now, he's still staying. I think that he maybe is open from one perspective that I hear, that he's open to looking at what else might be out there, but as of today has not agreed I'll leave to this place. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. So I guess he won't be playing at the weekend. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when you look at the squad as a whole, he might be in the squad. He might. I mean, obviously, if we don't include him in the squad, then geez, man, like, then you really got to get the hint. Yeah, it's complicated here. I'm not sure what else we can do, because once you take the step of kicking him out, like PSG have done, then it gets pretty ugly. I know who's advising Hojlund not to move. Yeah, I mean, I saw some clips of someone saying AC Milan is like a bad club, someone that might be close to Hojlund's camp, and I thought, what the fuck are you on about? AC Milan would be a very good club to join right now, like a very good club to join at the moment. Like, what are you talking about? Rasmus saw Santi Jimenez and said no chance. maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Like, yeah, but yeah, playing down AC Milan at the moment, I don't get that. I don't know. AC Milan would be a really good move. But maybe if people think AC Milan is a bad move, then I mean the IQ in that group is, I don't know, man. It's just weird. It would be a good move. Yeah, AC Milan is a good place to go right now. I don't get that. Like, who's telling these guys that AC Milan is a bad move right now? Like, they're on the up and up. Modric went there. Fucking Christian Pulisic has revived his entire career there and is balling right now. Like what the hell? Like, AC Milan's a good place to go, man. Like, I get that it's not like a legendary place, but it's kind of gone and then sunk. And right now, I think it's a good place. I think it's a good place to rebuild your career, because you don't necessarily want to go to a place that is like mega pressure, like win now expected. Like, you go to Napoli, you got to be good. You look at Scott and what he's done there. You're going to be making comparisons to players that have come in, but like, I think it's the perfect place for people to rebuild to do like a bit of a rebuild of their career. Wasn't there a deadline of August 10th? August 14th, certain things kind of expire and all of that. So, yeah. Yeah. I think it's a good place for people to be on the up and up, I guess is what I would say. They'll somehow hold on to Allegri's there, like, not legendary. I'm saying at the moment they're not. Like, again, kind of like us. Like, they're not like the glory that they used to have, like us. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying they're not a big club. I'm saying obviously they're not as big as they used to be in the present state. But that doesn't mean it's a bad move at this moment in time. That's what I'm saying. Like, they haven't, like, they're historically a very, very top club. One of the greatest. At the moment, they're struggling a little bit, but I actually think they're kind of rising back up. Like, look, people want to join us. People want to join us to rebuild United. You know what I mean? People want to join us to that's like, I'm making that comparison. Like, people want to join us because we could be on the up and up to legendary status again from where we've been. Well, AC Milan, I think, is in a similar boat at the moment where, yeah, there's been things that have gone wrong, but it's a big club with a lot of history. And at the moment, because of their struggles, you might get it might be a little less pressure today going there than like Napoli. And so, like, a lot of players have gone in there recently and kind of grown a little bit. So I'm not saying that I probably misspoke on that, but I'm not talking about that. And they've won the league more recently than us too. So yeah, no, I was speaking presently. Like, presently they're struggling a little bit, but I don't think that they're like shit, or anything like that at all. I don't think so. And I think it would be a good league for him as well. I think Milan would be a great move, frankly. I think it would be an incredible move. So whatever. I think anywhere in Italy would be good for him. I think it's the right league for him to be in. Bundesliga could work too. Guess we'll see. Moving on to other sales. Yeah, they came second. Yeah, exactly. They're not that far off. So I feel like they're like us. In terms of funds, PSR, can't we use the eventual Casemiro Sancho money to pay up right now without selling also any other clubs in for Antony? Well, we already know Casemiro and Sancho are going to leave for free one period, like they're done next summer. So I think that's already been factored into the spending we're doing now and probably factored into even the thought process of us being able to do more of a deal this summer. So I think we need more on top of that to spend $100 million this summer on another player. If we don't get Baleba, will we look at another 6? Thanks, Lil Yo-Yo. Good to see you, by the way. I don't know this summer, honestly, because, like I said, they have other midfielders in Wharton, Ederson, people that they've looked at, but they haven't necessarily, what's the word for it? They haven't necessarily, like, they're different. And so I'm not totally sure they'll pursue the same, they'll pursue a different player, you know, when Baleba is definitely the best fit right now for what we need because of how he's just good at so many things. He fits better than anybody else at the moment. But yeah, thank you, Lolo Yo-Yo. Good to see you again. And thank you, Hamza, and everybody for the questions and donations today. In terms of other sales, obviously the other main one is Garnacho. Obviously, it's clear he's going to Chelsea now. We got a bit of news yesterday from Fabrizio that we were, they were advancing, pushing forward in talks to get a deal done. You have talk today of Chelsea saying that Garnacho is more likely, is much more likely than Xavi Simons at this point in time. Someone was saying on a podcast, like, definitely uncertain about Simons, but Garnacho seems very likely. Laurie says it's going to happen, just how much and when. So I think Garnacho's situation may be moving to a point wherein, like, we know it's going to happen, and we know we're going to get at least like 30 million, 35 million, something like that. Yeah, you feel like there's been a soft approach from Chelsea. So where we know like at least what we can get, at least, I'm not saying we're going to accept 30 million, but at least what we can get. And so we could probably think with that money probably coming in. And maybe that's why we could soon move forward on some sort of deal here, you know, and progress on Carlos Baleba. So that's the one that seems kind of the closest at the moment. The Hojlund one's still sticky. And then obviously there's Antony and Sancho, which in the end, you know, the Antony situation, the sporting director over there is pretty much saying like, we're gonna wait you out to accept this somewhat mediocre deal we have on the table, but it's still going to save us money. Now, Sancho, Fabrizio reported, might look back to Turkey at this point in time. And so I think he'll go, but again, I think it's going to be on loan last week of the window. 5 million, 3 million loan fee and wages covered to Turkey is probably the most likely outcome in this whole situation for Jadon Sancho. Could you see a sell-on clause for Garnacho? Yes. Especially if we sell him cheaper, like 35, 40 million. Sell-on clause. Give us 50% of the profit if you want him at that cheap. But no, I do think a sell-on clause is extremely likely. I think extremely likely. I didn't catch what Andy said about him. Simon Jordan obviously was probably one of the only people I saw on Twitter that went in a bit more brutally than I did yesterday on the situation. But yeah. Why does Fabrizio think Turkey is not in Europe? I don't know. Is it? Is it in Europe or is it in Asia? I'm pretty sure it's in Europe. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. Yeah. So look, the Garnacho thing is moving. The other ones I think are unlikely. Sancho alone. There's some talk. Yeah, Turkey's in Asia and Europe, right? I think it's like on the border, half of it. That's what I thought as well, yeah. It's technically West Asia and East Europe. Man, Shakutioner, 10 gifted memberships to the community. Thank you very much for that, my friend. I appreciate you so much for that. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Thank you. The support is crazy from you guys, and certainly helps pay for the investment in the upgraded sound and all of that. So yeah, but anyway, look, the Baleba fund, it is, you know, there was an interesting one on Casemiro. Did I catch it right that you know, I don't think this is technically news, by the way. Did Laurie say on the paddock, somebody said he did. I want to know if this is true that he said it today, if somebody watched it today, because I didn't catch the entire video. Did he say that Casemiro's been told he can leave? Now, I'm fairly certain Casemiro been told he can leave all summer, essentially. They were looking to sell him before summer, leading up to summer, into summer, and all of that, but there was no takers. Did he mention it again today for any reason, or was it just unprompted? That's my question. What's the gadget you've added to the 5-pound microphone? It is a Scarlett Solo interface. Scarlett Solo audio interface. Okay. Yeah. But obviously, I've said before, I saw that going around, and I'm not sure if it was actually said today or not. I don't know. Yeah, Leipzig have their replacement, so yes, Hojlund turned that down. So anyway, I don't know if he said that, but regardless, if we sign Baleba, it's very likely to be Casemiro, whose nose is kind of put out because he's not going to be here in a year anyway. So there's that. So we'll see, man. I'm optimistic, but I'm optimistic on Baleba, but you know, we need to see a little more progress, I think, on these sales, and hopefully in the next, if everything's going according to plan, in the next day or two, we will hear something on this Brighton thing, because I believe that United are moving towards an approach now, and we'll be soft launching some kind of offer in the fairly like soon future. Okay, so we're almost there on that front, and hopefully the sales are kind of lining up as well. Garnacho's the new pin on Fabrizio. Okay, good. So let's see. In terms of Yap, a couple things I wanted to yap about. Obviously, I want to talk about the FPL league, and I've actually want to mention something else. Our wonderful poster here. Oh shit! Don't do that. Why'd you zoom in? Our wonderful poster here. Ooh, you know what? Wait. Can I? No, I can't move it. Wait. There we go. Wait, hold on. Does it go far enough? Oh, yeah. Look at that. Look how cool this is. Kind of. Not exactly. There it is. Anyway, those are my media passes. But anyway, this wonderful poster that we've got. This wonderful poster, this wonderful thing from Pop Cuts, which is the sponsor right there, which you can use the QR code and all of that to scan and get a discount and potentially free shipping. I don't know. Muppet 10 as well. Code is below. But in addition, they've offered to add to our Fantasy Premier League, the public one, that they are going to give away one of these. They're going to give away one of these. In addition to the kit, whoever wins the Fantasy Premier League for the Muppeteers this year will get one of these free, and they're really nice. So it's very cool. So I wanted to add that. So join the Fantasy Premier League, and yeah, and you can win one of those in addition to a kit. So that's pretty cool. So big thanks to the guys at Pop Cuts for that. I want to talk about that. I want to show you once again how to join, and I want to show you my team. My bad team. Let's take a look at it really quick, and then we'll get to bets because I did want to get to bets. Yeah. So this is Muppeteers FPL. I tweeted and did a video earlier to show you on that. I'll pull the code up on the screen, but you can also go check the video earlier. Check on my Twitter for the link. There's a hell of a lot of people in here. The monthly suckers are the Patreons, which gives you a double chance to win a kit as well in a smaller group. Dorgu's 4.5, and he's the defender. I'm definitely going to swap him out. I was saying that in my video that I forgot to check. So this is the FPL. If it ever loads. So it's a lot. I don't know how many people are in here because it's like there's a lot. I mean, I've gone through. There's like hundreds of people in here. But here's the invitation. When it loads, this is the code. That's LP7YRB. Yes, they can ship to Sweden. LP7YRB to join, okay? And again, I tweeted that. It's in link of the video earlier today I put out on FPL and all of that too. So come join the league. Pick team. Let me see if it has my team here. 1 second. Just try to get this thing to load. It's being really slow. Let me see if it has my team. There it is. So this is the team right now. Hayton, Gusto, Wan-Bissaka, Konsa. Someone suggested, I'll probably swap out. Wait, how did this happen? The heat is on, but it's not that on. Save. I probably didn't save. Verbruggen, I'll probably swap Heaton out for Dorgu, Konsa for Dorgu, and Heaton for another 4 million goalkeeper, and then go with that. Gusto, Wan-Bissaka, Dorgu would be pretty nice, I think. Salah, Palmer, Mbumo, Cunha, Hojlund, and Beto, and the worst bench in the history of FPL. So, yeah. Enjoy. I probably what I want to do, just to add, is do a weekly little video on this to talk about the updates and the people who are interested. And that way we can engage in the community a bit more, for sure. I don't have the money to lose Moreno for Dorgu. Yeah, I don't have anything on my bench, man. I'm screwed. This is just how I play fantasy, and this is why I always lose. Moreno is 4. I can't swap him. I can't. Yeah, I'll have to get rid of Heaton and probably Konsa because I need 4.5 million for Dorgu. The FPL team is shit. Of course it is. I'm not. There's a strategy in FPL that I don't understand. I don't understand fantasy. Okay, so no, I always have to have 3 United players. You're just gonna have to accept that. I have to have 3 United players because it's just the way that it works. It doesn't matter. I'm not gonna win, but I want to have fun. I'm too emotional for Fantasy Premier League to succeed. But I want to do a video every week, a live every week, where we can chat about as a community for people who do like it, and it'll be a lot of fun. So that'll just be like an extra thing we do like every Monday or Friday or something like that to talk about the games upcoming. So that'll be fun. No, I can't do Bruno. I always have Bruno. I got to do somebody else. It's not ball knowledge. Palmer is a great player. It's not like I've picked bad players. These are good players. That doesn't mean that they're going to be good in fantasy. It's a different strategy. Okay? So, suck it. It is what it is. Why not get Bruno? Because I always have Bruno. I want someone new. Because Bruno's Bruno. I want excitement of someone else. And I got to back myself because I picked Cunha as our top scorer and Mbumo as our top assister. So yeah. Anyway, it is what it is. So now further on the Yap session, I wanted to make two. No, I was going to go 3 at the back. I just mixed up my whole thing. You guys don't understand what fun is, all right? Just let it go, man. Let it go and have fun. I'm not trying to fucking min-max my fantasy team, okay? I can't do it. I don't bet. I don't, well, I kind of do. By the way, I want to add to that. There is also another game. There is also another, all my midfielders are forwards. Exactly. That's how it should be. There's also another game. For Big Up, towards the end of the season, we were testing a new feature that they were going to add to our watch-alongs where you could actually win real money, real kits, real prizes, things like that by playing kind of a fantasy game with the rest of the community that participate in the watch-along. They've worked on that feature. They've enhanced it a lot. And by this weekend, we should have that for the watch-alongs with it's kind of like one of these games with a small amount of money in. You can win quite a lot by doing like a weekly thing where you're going to pick 5 players from one game, like Arsenal versus United specifically, not from the league, and see who gets the most points. Actually really fun. And it's all going to be built into the whole platform now where we can see it on screen while we're watching the game and things like that. And it'll be a lot of fun. So for the guys who come join on the watch along, that's really fun. And it was actually really cool to end the year for that. And now we should be doing a lot more of that. And so come join that. So that's the only type of betting that I do because I think that's a lot more fun. Then it's more like a fantasy game you spend a little money on and everything. So I wanted to mention that as well. But yeah, come join the FPL League. Like to stream all that. Now, 2 bets. These are I said I don't gamble. I didn't say I don't bet, or maybe I did. I don't know. I said I don't gamble. And I don't gamble because these bets are solid and I want to lose, actually, in some respects. I do watch-alongs for every single game. So, yes, you come through there. The Big Up link is below. Free to join. The app is coming to iOS, I think, before Arsenal as well. So if you watch on mobile, it should be a much better experience, too. I wanted to make a bet about Benjamin Šeško. If he scores on opening day, then I'm gonna record my best attempt at his jump celebration, and we'll watch it on a live right afterwards. If he scores against Arsenal, I'll probably make this bet multiple times through the year because I want to see myself actually attempt it. You know his like super high jump and like fist punch thing in the air. Anyway, I'm gonna embarrass myself and attempt that on video. So we're gonna get that. Okay, that's what's gonna happen. If he scores, that's what I'm gonna do. All right, and then we can watch it together, and it'll be a great time. Now, listen to me for a second. I need to tell you something about me. Okay, I'm not in my best shape, but I'm actually very athletic. And I have never, in 15 years that I played sports through high school, through middle school, and afterwards, even like as an adult, I have never pulled a muscle or broke a bone. I have very, very strong tendons and knees. So yeah, I won't hurt myself. We'll be okay. And that's not a curse. I'm not going to hurt myself. It's just the thing. It's just, we'll be good. I am athletic. I'm just in bad shape at the moment, but I have really, really strong tendons and bones and things and all of that. So yeah, be careful. Be careful, my friends. Be careful. You'll see. I played American football without ever hurting myself for like 10 years. I played American football and I have that short, stocky build that like is just kind of like very I don't know. It's very compact, it helps. Okay. So anyway, we'll see it. You flash forward to me saying that, to me jumping, to me, ripping my knees up. We'll be okay. I'm good. Don't worry about it. Okay. It'll be fine. I have faith in myself. Like I said, I don't bet. I don't gamble, but I do bet. No, not because I was on the bench. Fucking weirdos. I know it doesn't matter. We're not going to get into it. I played successfully at a lot of levels. I was just too short. I was too short. I actually had what it takes to make varsity something. And I did, but it was on from that. Just too short. I was just too short. That's it. That's all that happens. At the end of the day, sometimes your genetics let you down and you can't grow. Show footage of me playing American football. I could find it. I could actually find it. I do have pictures and videos from a young age. Of this, and I can show you guys. Well, I'm not gonna because it's weird, but yeah, I never had the makings of a varsity. I had the makings of a varsity athlete, okay, and I made varsity, but you know, it didn't last too long. It just time and genetics caught up with me, and that was the end of my run. So that's that. It's just something you all have to accept. It's painful years that you go through. Anyway, moving on. That's number one. I wanted to make another bet. And now I can't remember what it was. Peaked. Yeah, no. It should have been me at the 6. What was my other bet? It was about Baleba. I wanted to make a Baleba bet, and I hadn't figured out exactly what it was yet. I'm like 5'9". I'm 5'9". That's my height. I'm not tall. I'm not a tall man. I'm not going bald. Do you see this wonderful hair? It's well styled right now. It's cut. It's clean. I've got the. I like my hair. I'm not shaving it. Blonde for Baleba. I would dye it. Like I'll use some cheap like Halloween dye. You know. What if we don't get him? Then I do a bet. Would that like make people more comfortable? I don't watch American football. Is 5'9" too short to play? Yes. For like 9 times out of 10, it's too short to play. Like not 9 times out of 10. It's a massive disadvantage for any pro sport in America besides baseball, which I did not enjoy, to be 5'9". Like especially because I played quarterback and then running back. Like quarterbacks mostly need to be taller. Running backs, you can kind of get away with it, but it wasn't my best position. Nike tick. No, I'm not doing that either. I know the hair dye bet didn't work for Yockers. That's why I'm potentially concerned about it. I haven't figured it out. I haven't figured out whether I should make a bet if we get him, make a bet if we don't. 5'9" is short for pro sports. It absolutely is. It's for American sports especially. Yeah, you can't see the receivers if you're 5'9" as a quarterback after a certain point. Everybody starts growing to like 6'2", and then you're screwed. You know what I mean? There's a few, but like it's few and far between. Like you have to be so good to make it at that short. And I'm not saying I was that good. I was good, but not that good. No way. There's players that make it, but those ones have to be like insanely good. Like the levels you have to be to do that. You know, same with like basketball. Like you'll get a few random short players, but good Lord, like paint my face in a Cameroon? Nah. I don't know. I kind of feel like blonde would be fun just to know. I don't know what my hair would look like. Let the beard go. No, shaving my face is no fun. I could shave it tomorrow and I would be okay. Shave the eye. Ew, no. I'm not doing something. I'm not going to shave anything. It's kind of pointless. I could shave my face and mustache right now and it wouldn't matter. It'll grow back in like a day anyway and look like the same stubble. It grows quick and thick and then it stops. It's just how it is. I'm not doing anything for Garnacho. He doesn't deserve a bet. Red, no. I feel like either the blonde or like do Housen's training program. I'll tell you what, like it does sound in line with my other one. It does sound intriguing to do like a like to film myself attempting his whole warm-up routine and literally dying because I am out of shape at the moment. I am out of shape at the moment. That one's not bad. Goth for a day. See, something like that might be fun. If I cosplay something for a day, that might be a decent one. Like do a live as something. Full Baleba kit. Full Baleba kit. I don't. It's a lot of money. I mean, I could buy a cheap one, but it's too much money. No, okay. You just went a whole nother direction with that, Ben. I appreciate the sentiment, but I don't think I'm gonna do a maid cosplay. Thank you very much. Well, no, I'm. That's not what I meant. Okay, that's not what I meant. No, I know. Even if I was in shape, I'd die with his warm up. His warm up is insane. It's insane. It's mental. You have terrible suggestions. These are terrible suggestions. I'm sorry. Now I haven't come up with anything better, but these are terrible suggestions. Maybe I'll ask ChatGPT. No, there's certain things I'm not going to do. It's not about something I don't want to do. It's that, like, some of them I think you think are funny and then they're not. That's the issue. Like, sometimes you think they're funny and then they're not. And they're not funny. And some of these things I can kind of tell wouldn't be funny. Like, again, I thought the thing of doing the Sheshko like celebration would be funny because it'll look kind of hilarious. And like I said, I'm out of shape at the moment. But like something like that is decent. I thought about it, like a karaoke I'm a Believer, like do a whole karaoke version of I'm a Believer. You know, that might work. That might work. That might be a decent idea. I have the worst singing voice in history too, but you know, so be it. I could get a filter on it. I'll auto-tune it. It'll be great. But I can't do a flip. I cannot do a backflip. Does he do a front flip? I can almost do a front flip, but I can't do a backflip. I've never been able to do a backflip. Not even close. I will break my neck doing that, okay? I will break my neck doing that. I can't do a backflip. The house and trainings. I know. Filming like a vlog, attempting the house and training routine might be it. That might be the answer. You coach gymnastics. I don't know. Maybe attempting because he tagged me in it and told me maybe attempting his warm up in a vlog is the answer. That might be the answer. If we don't sign him, I think I'm gonna go with that. I think I'm gonna commit. The problem is that I'm gonna make it about 15 minutes, and then that's it. If that, I'm gonna have to take my time, and it'll be really difficult. I also need to get like a pull-up bar or something, but I'll try. It'll be an attempt to get into shape. So We'll do that, or we'll go blonde. It's one or the other. I haven't decided yet. It'll be blonde for Baleba, or it'll be attempting some crazy workout that I can't do. Something like that. I haven't 100. I am not committing on this stream. I'm gonna crowdsource it from Patreon after this. I'm gonna crowdsource it. Well, the Colorado altitude is okay. I'm adjusted to it by now. It'd be easier for me to do it here than people to come here who are in shape and do it here. I think I'll crowdsource it on Patreon. I'm not gonna commit today, but I have some ideas. 8 minutes till what? Till you think something meaningful is coming from Indy? I could probably. "20 push-ups live?" I could probably do that. The Luke Shaw routine while entering a pitch before a match. What, eat a cheeseburger and get on the pitch? Just kidding. I like Luke Shaw. Just kidding. Can I do a South African accent? A little bit, but I can't do all the words. I can get some of a South African accent, but not all of it. And sometimes it fades into Australian. So not really. It's not great. It's about half. It's about half a South African accent. It's a very mediocre one. Do a cosplay as Fabrizio Romano in a video. That would be funny. I could do that. That's an idea. Attempt Sheshko's top 5 best goals. That's an idea too. Then you guys can see if I can actually kick a ball. Oh no, it's a terrible accent. I sound like Korg from Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, he's Kiwi. So there's overlap between South African, New Zealand, and Australian in terms of an accent. They're all like different versions of something, of British-ish, sort of. Don't hate me for that, but they are, and it's very hard to match them together. Very, very hard to match them up. They're absolutely terrible. No, I know you don't sound like that. That wasn't a good one. I can't speak Afrikaans. My dad can. Yeah, they're all English essentially. They're just mixed versions of the same thing. They're just different. They've all spread out and then changed things. They call traffic lights rivets, batteries. Batteries is probably the closest thing because I've been hearing batteries my entire life. So that's one of the ones I've adopted, that instead of saying batteries, you say batteries. We need to get some batteries. Need to get some batteries for the remote, for the rivets. Need to get some batteries for the rivets. That's about the best I can do is the word batteries. So there you go. Blood Diamond. If you want to hear Leonardo DiCaprio do like a half decent South African accent, you'll get it from Blood Diamond. It's not great though. I wouldn't say it's the best accent, even though it's a great movie. I wouldn't say it's the best accent. It's an okay accent. But yeah. What are we waiting for? 4 more minutes? All right, I'll yap for 4 more minutes in case something happens. I will. But yeah, I haven't, what in the hell? I haven't agreed yet. to what I'm gonna do yet on the bet. South Africa, yeah. Why do you push people to like instead of subscribe? Well, subscribe, like do both, man. It's just that I think based on my analytics that my audience are mostly subscribed to me. So it's more like I need people like, actually that's not true, is it? Well, no, that says new viewers. 45% are new viewers. You're right. I should push more people to subscribe. But like, okay, 22% of my viewers are not subscribed. So I think that I can push the 200 of you to subscribe that are in here. At the same time, if you like, then it pushes it on the YouTube algorithm, which will help introduce me to new viewers. Because I have like an 80% people who watch are subscribers. So I just need more... it just need to be introduced to more new people, essentially. I feel like my computer is going to explode with the increase on the quality of this stuff. I'm concerned. Tomorrow, by the way, definitely tomorrow, live, I'm going to do my full 1 to 20 predict of the Premier League. In addition to the regular news, we will do that on tomorrow's live, and then the following day, I'll bring you in the audience in to make your own predictions as well. So keep an eye out for that. That will be tomorrow. What the hell is going on here? Okay. Oh shit, my microphone's delivered. Damn. So we'll have that too, actually. The quality of the content. Well, yeah, of course. I like people to prove people that they want to be a part. I just keep doing my thing here. So we'll do that tomorrow. That'll be fun. A reminder, go below and do join me on Big Up for watch-alongs this starting on, obviously, Arsenal on Sunday. And there's fantasy game, all sorts of fun shit we can do. Once the season starts again, we'll be doing the day after. We'll be doing replays. Where I can actually watch replays of the game, comment, annotate, draw, things like that. It's one of the coolest features ever on Big Up over there, and I cannot post those on YouTube, so do that. As well, after the games, I'm going to be doing lives this year. So the lives this year, getting your thoughts in. I want to get some regular speakers so we get like a fan channel-esque thing going with people who come regularly and will speak and are willing to show their face and give their thoughts on the game. And then the following day, that whole review, but that's only on Big Up as well. So going to be lots of cool stuff to add to like the season this year, which I think is cool, like during the games and after games and stuff, because I want to do a lot more of that. I forgot what we were waiting for. Are we waiting for Indy? Am I actually going an hour and a half to wait for this? What's he said? Nothing. There's no post. It's late. We're waiting for Indy Kyla to post something, and he's late. This is low. This is low. I'm feeling low. This feels Man United have turned down a loan offer from Nottingham Forest and West Ham. Wow. All right, guys. I'll see you later. Okay, that was nothing. I'll see you later, guys. Good luck. See you later. Enjoy the rest of your evenings. Catch me tomorrow. I'll see you there. Watch the FPL video too. Come join. And thank